Hi, in this video, we will talk about how you can actually have multiple implementations for an interface in ASP.NET Core. So, ASP.NET Core Dependency Injection has support for mapping an interface to an implementation of the interface. For instance, if you have here business domain, we saw we had a cat class which was implementing iMakeSound interface. So you may have in future, a dog making a sound and a duck making a sound, and you need to incorporate and you need to, have your application handle all the future scenarios as well. Like I said, dependency injection in ASP.NET Core has support for mapping an interface to an implementation of an interface, and you can manage the configuration settings. It all works well. Application bootstrapping, whatever is required to start up the application, everything is taken care of. But there is one implicit assumption for everything to work well, and that assumption, I mean, if you don't adhere to that assumption, then everything becomes a little trickier. And that assumption, what I'm talking about is that there is always one-to-one mapping from the interface to implementation. So as long as you have one-to-one mapping from the interface to implementation, everything is very good and very easy. But when we talk about multiple implementations of an interface, then obviously you can still make things work, but it gets a little trickier and you need to have certain workarounds. Other frameworks, I think like Unity and even I guess in Java or Spring DI, you can handle such scenarios because I think uh, like IOC containers like Unity allows you to register concrete types using a unique key, right? And that unique key helps you distinguish the instance of this, what is the concrete implementation type. So I will maybe explain this in more detail now, like with the example, right? So in here currently we have a cat implementation of iMakeSound. So iMakeSound is an interface and we have cat implementing it, right? But now assume if you also want to have a dog, that implements iMakeSound and you want to inject that, you can obviously do that after line 12. So you can add it on line 13. Now I add an instance of dog class as a scoped service like I had for cat. The problem now I'm going to have is that when I actually inject it in the controller, like the animal sound controller, the instance would be of type dog because dog is what on line 13 was injected last. So the object type will be of type dog. So if something is added in future on line 14, for instance, duck, then the object type would be of type duck. So what I'm trying to say here is the preference will be given to the one which was injected last, and there is no key to separate. Like there is no much control you can have in here by default. But we can get around that, and I will show you how you can fix it. There are quite a few number of ways, I think, but in this video I will show you a couple of approaches. And so what I will do is I will create a couple of more classes. So I will create a class called dog that implements the same interface as cat did. I do a control dot here, it will load the suggestions, and then I implement the interface. So control dot is the shortcut, and I just return move. So in class of in the case of dog, and same way I created the class as well. So all the three classes are in here in the business domain folder. Now I will go ahead and implement my solution, and that is with the use of generic. So what I will do is I will make my interface generic, right? And since I updated my interface, I need to update all the implementations. So like the dog, duck, and the cat. So each one of these classes have to implement the new interface, right? So that's what I did here. And then in my controller, which is animal sound controller, I update the constructor. So I make a property of cat sound, which is basically a parameter which the which the constructor takes, and then I create dog sound and duck sound, right? So I create three properties which the constructor takes, and then I will create. So this is a shortcut. You can do a control dot on the variable, and you'll get these options. So I will create and assign the field, and again I will do the same. So now we have three properties, instance variables of the controller, and I just instantiate them when basically the animal sound controller will load. And I create three functions in here. right? And I will use the appropriate variables in each of these three get APIs. And now in my program CS, wherein I need to actually inject the dependencies, I do it through the generic way. So line 12, 13, 14, and now I can run it. Initially, I get an error because I think I need to have an action. So the framework gets confused, which get method to call. So basically, you need to have an action. Now, if you try it out, there is a cat make noise, which basically gives us the appropriate response. Then there is dog make noise, which again will return me woof. And same way, there is another API called duck make noise, which would return quack, right? So this is how you basically solve the multiple implementation generic interface approach. This approach is okay. But technically, you are still not using the same interface. What you are using is the same interface name with a generic type. So the thing here is that you have to inject each dependent class, right? So we injected cat, dog, and duck. So imagine if you have more than three, then obviously the constructor becomes more congested. So this is one of the solutions, but I won't say it's the most ideal solution. There are better solutions than this, and we will discuss another solution in my next video.